Hello to everybody who is checking this room out on the replays. Welcome. My name is Katherine. I am the podcast host of Chakras and Cuss Words podcast. I am also a spiritual, cosmic, I guess you could say, nurse / alchemist. I am an actual registered nurse, which a lot of people don't know, but hey, that is something about me. So today I am doing a room all about this this new moon in Taurus with a partial solar eclipse. And I'm actually going to break down the horoscopes for everybody. But let's just talk about this energy right now with this moon, with this partial solar eclipse in Taurus. So what we have is a partial solar eclipse. For those who don't know what a solar eclipse actually is, it is the conjunction where it's almost kind of like an alignment of the sun, the moon, and Earth. So we basically have the moon taking in this middle section of the alignment and just creating this shadow where the sun is almost like has the shadow casted over them. It's, I think, starts about 4:17 out here in California. They said you could see it Pacific Standard Time. Of course, you should be wearing proper glasses, proper solar eclipse glasses before you kind of look into this conjunction of the beautiful sun and the moon and Earth creating this solar eclipse. I will tell you, I'm not huge on people doing strong manifestations, intentions, rituals, or spells during a solar eclipse, partial, full, whatever. The reason why this is the time to embrace the shadow is really coming out. It's coming to play. And we're going to want to spend that time towards almost more releasing. Of course, with a new moon, a lot of people like to set their intentions. Some people actually like to clear away their area. For most, I would say this would be a perfect time to clear your area and to clear those releasing intentions. And when we look at the chart of this moon and this conjunction, we have the sun at 7 degrees, the moon at 10 degrees in Taurus, and then also just the whole cosmic energy that is going around right now is pretty powerful. Not only is the sun conjuncting with moon, but it's also sextile with Mars, which makes me feel that a lot of people are going to want to almost like be very intense, especially for the Aries. This might be a time where we start to feel that intense passion. And what's really particularly awesome about this new moon is where the destiny nodes are. We have two nodes. We have our north and our south nodes. And our north node is in Taurus already. It's been in Taurus for a while. And then also our south node is in Scorpio. So we're going to see a lot of those elements where for the Scorpio, if you are a Scorpio, you might be really feeling that opposition where you almost are feeling kind of like you need to really let go of those childhood wounds, and you really need to let go of that area where it's starting to feel like almost too much, or starting to feel like it's starting to accumulate where you just want to let out that really big cry. That's normal. We're also going to see a conjunction with Uranus. And for those who don't know, Uranus is all about questioning people, like all about that rebellious energy, that energy that's really kind of like out there, eccentric. So the sun is in conjunction with Uranus, which is pretty cool for the Taurus. We have some definitely Mercury. If you are a Virgo, you are going to be feeling this energy. We have a lot of action with Mercury right now, with Venus, Jupiter at sextile with Mercury. And then also we have Saturn square with Mercury. And then we have a trine with Pluto. So this is a big, powerful solar eclipse in many ways. This isn't the area that we're going to want to jump into mass manifestations. Like I said before, we're going to use this time to kind of release, especially in the past, of releasing some of those childhood wounds and releasing also some of that area where maybe we feel that we aren't able to move forward. Also, if you are centered in love, if you are centered in that area of a new relationship, this is when Venus is actually in conjunction with Neptune. So I'm going to want to see more of that area of where you are transitioning, because Venus is also sextile with Pluto. So you're going to want to see that transition of that relationship, enter that dreamlike state where you're going to really be feeling that area where you're going to want to bring the next transition of what this perfect relationship would mean for you. Of course, for many people, it is very different based on what your birth chart and your natal chart says. So I will be going off of the sun signs. If you do know your moon sign as well, please pay close attention to your moon sign as well. But as you know, most of the readings for horoscopes are based off of your sun signs. Okay. So let's start this reading. Okay. And if you would like to share what your sun sign is in the chat, please go ahead and drop it in there. And then once again, I just want to tell you guys, if you could give my YouTube a follow, that is kind of like my current project that I'm working from the ground up. I will tell you, I'm not too big on doing videos, but I do share a lot of my shorts on there, and I do share my current podcast. I'm trying to learn how to be, I guess you could say, a blogger or a vlogger, and maybe do more educational pieces where I can spend an hour or even 30 minutes on YouTube and really break down the astrology and what it all means for people who are into that center. So, of course, we have the Taurus, and we're going to start with the Taurus because this is where all the energy is focused with the Taurus. So, if you are a Sun at Taurus, this is going to be the time that you're really going to concentrate on yourself, your impressions, your identity, and really take that notion that what has happened in the past or what has happened in your healing journey, this is going to be a time for you to let it go. This is a perfect time for you to concentrate on grounding, meditation, and also becoming one with your roots. And not just with the roots that you are currently trying to establish, but the roots from the past. And sometimes this takes a lot of deep diving into that inner child area and really into that area of letting go and accepting the past. And it does take time. And that's something that you're not going to want to rush through. And you're going to have like that acceptance that it's okay to move forward. For the Gemini, this is an area where we're going to want to release those money blocks. For the Gemini right now, we're feeling a lot of strong energy where we're going to want to release the money blocks, release the notion that we have to be living up to this certain expectation, living up to match others, kind of like we're in this competitive moment where it's almost like we feel like we're competing with not only ourselves, but what we've been taught to see as what's valuable. And I really want you to concentrate on what it is that makes you feel balanced right now. And also for the Gemini, a lot of times when this affects us in this area where our cosmic energy is aligned, where we're going to be actually the next ones to have and I'm saying this like I'm a Gemini, we're going to be the next ones to really be feeling that burst of strong dynamics and that burst of strong energy. So for the Gemini, really let go of those money blocks. Really let go of the balance where you feel a balance where you're able to have that work-life balance and really create the substance and priorities that works for you. So when you are in your manifesting state, which is coming up soon for you. It's going to be a quick and easy transition to really create intentions that's going to bring that wealth towards you. And now we are going to talk about the Cancer. So for the Cancer, this is a time where you're going to really see an area where I want you to be open with communication and releasing towards the ones who are in your collective group, towards the ones who are in your community group. Also, if you have social interactions that you feel like you haven't been able to basically, I guess you could say, basically resolve. Maybe if it was a friendship that kind of fell apart, or if it was a relationship that got lost in the communication, this is going to be the time that you kind of like set that releasing spell where you let that energy go, you let that energy leave you, and you kind of let it have its own place in accepting what has happened and just letting it be where it's at. You don't need to create any tensions on further reaching out or further dynamics in that area, but just have that notion that it's okay to let this go. And for the Leo's kind of been in like this fun little spot where the Leo's just kind of been like transitioning, growing in the center of not this like very high cosmic energy like some of the rest of the zodiacs. This has definitely been the year of the Pisces, but and I would say Aries has had a very strong year as well. But the Leo's kind of been chilling, like it hasn't been that intense for them. And for the Leo, I really want you to continue to stay focused on that home life, that family, that area where you feel like you're able to communicate a little bit stronger. Maybe take some time to dive into those feminine energy wounds, which feminine energy wounds are a little bit more complex versus versus the home life. But what the feminine energy really does is let us play out where we can see that sometimes it's not going to work so perfectly, right? Like we have to start putting ourselves in account that our actual emotions and feelings and releasing is beneficial to how the foundation of the home actually works. So if you are a woman who is a Leo and you're kind of feeling that imbalance with the structure and foundation of the home life, I really want you to concentrate on releasing and healing some of those feminine energies. And remember, with the partial solar eclipse, new moon in Taurus, it's really centered on the shadow and releasing and reloving self and respecting what has happened that we can't necessarily change. For the Virgo, for the Virgo, this is really the time that we're going to want to let go of the drama. It's kind of like this clean slate where we might have been feeling that we have been bounded or condensed into this area of like chitter chatter or drama, and it's our time to like clear it away. Like just say, you know what? If this relationship is always feeling at this point, or if this friendship is always feeling at this point, or if this dynamic at work is always feeling like it's not very joyful, I want to clear away that drama. I want to release that drama from me. So from the Virgo, we're going to increase our meditative practices. We're also going to increase our breathing techniques where we're doing a lot of exhaling and letting it go. I want you to be able to pick up that self-expression where you really see that your spirit is almost kind of like saying, yes, this does not serve me. Like, yes, get it fucking out of here and just let it go. Like, let it go. Clear that drama away, especially for the Virgo right now, because we are in Pluto retrograde, but we are going to be in a Mercury retrograde coming up soon. in May. So really take this time to cleanse that drama, get it out of your life, get it out of your space, especially for the Virgo, because you are ruled by Mercury and you just don't, honestly, honey, you just don't have time to deal with that bullshit right now. So just clear it away. And then we are going to talk about the Libra. For the Libra, like, oh my goodness, for the Libra, you've had some really like intense moments, some high energy moments. And I'm speaking more for the feminine. I know the Libra males have just kind of been on their own little. Zodiacs work very different depending on the gender as well. Why they do have some similarities, but when it comes to the gender, there is a difference. And I'm speaking towards the Libra feminine right now. This energy is all about structure and nature and giving it back to yourself, picking up those consistent habits where you're feeling like a little bit more inner clearing. Like this is going to be the kind of time where you're going to like want to release those old traits that no longer serve you. And you're really going to feel like you're giving up something that has been holding you back. And when I'm saying like holding you back, like you already know what it is. And you already know that you see yourself constantly thinking about this area for the Libra feminine. You're really thinking like, I wish I could just like let this go. And most likely it's not necessarily going to be a relationship. It's almost going to be like that little shadowy trait of yourself that has been kind of, something that you've been really reflecting on, and you kind of already know what it is. And if it's something as simple as like putting a screen timer on your phone, just seeing how much time you're spending on your phone, or if it's like stop lurking, that X from the Libra feminines, don't play with me. I already know what y'all been going through. You're going to have to get real with yourself. You're going to have to respect the shadow, and you're going to have to release that area, because right now it's like not serving you, and just like let it go. Really look at what is not useful for you anymore and let that area go. This is a perfect time for you to write actual affirmations that are centered around your time and your balance, and also your healthy life structure. So for the Libra, if that is like creating a little affirmation where you devote maybe 15 minutes to something like clearing your desk, clearing your crystals, or organizing your shoes, that's really kind of like the energy that you want to be in. Maybe picking up like a new workout class, something like that, that really kind of makes you feel like you have more of this balance, because you've kind of been in this area where you just need to like let the unusefulness, release it. And remember, we're looking at the shadow right now with this partial solar eclipse. And for the Scorpio, so for the Scorpio, I'm going to be honest, this is an area where the shadow, you are direct opposition of the new moon, and you're also in direct opposition with the partial solar eclipse, and also that sun energy that's really embracing the shadow. And you do have your north node in Taurus, and also the south node is in Scorpio right now. So this is the area where you're going to feel that dynamics, where we're going to want to let go of hurt from relationships. We're going to want to let go of hurt from maybe business and collaborations if it was a friendship, but just where we didn't feel appreciated and we didn't feel like our actual style or our traits was being validated. And we're going to have to really be centered with that. Didn't have anything to do with like me. Maybe there was some areas where the communication wasn't as strong, and maybe I wasn't as assertive in what I actually was expecting, or what I actually was looking forward. But that doesn't have to do with you. But right now, that shadow area, that self-doubt area, is really almost like full in effect for you as the Scorpio right now. If you are a Sun Scorpio, you're really going to be like feeling that little shadow energy, and just accept and embrace that it's okay to release your self-doubts. This would be like a perfect time to almost do like a releasing of the energy that doesn't play. If it is like something as clearing away old photos, writing names and sealing them away so they are no longer in your area, whatever rituals that you have done before, or if you don't do rituals, letting go of the notion that it had something to do with you, because it really didn't. It had everything to do with the circumstances and the other person, and just let that area release. Especially for the Scorpio, you might be feeling that shadow, kind of feeling like if you want to curl up with like a bottle of wine and some Haagen Dogs, like, honey, it is okay. Do that shit. For the Sagittarius, okay, so for the Sagittarius, this is a high energy for you to let go of those intimacy issues, those mysterious, like those mysterious factors that you have about yourself that you feel are kind of like weighing you down. These are actually areas that you are going to want to kind of play into. You're going to really pick up that you are very powerful. You are very motivated. You have a pure abundance to you. For those who don't know, Sag is like one of the luckiest zodiacs. They are ruled by Jupiter. So there is that high intense moment where you're going to really want to feel like, you're going to really want to feel like you are able to let go of those blocks of what makes you unique, and those blocks of really what makes you who you are. You're going to want to let go of that area. Like, you're going to like want to do something that is a little bit more structured towards releasing that fear that you're always supposed to be like in this certain element, like in this certain container. If you are somebody who is structured around business or structured around your career, this is like the time that everything that you hated in that last like strategy course or that business marketing course, like you really own it. Like, fuck it, it doesn't work for me. I have pure abundance. I have pure areas of just, it's almost like a lucky factor with the Sag. And you're going to really have to say, like, for this energy, sometimes your mysterious, like, assets, your mysterious abilities, what you've inherited, like, if it is through culture or if it is through already like finances, if you've already inherited like finances from somebody, or if you've already inherited like certain traits, like if you have a family book that has like some of the best rituals, or or if you have a portfolio that has like some of the best stock market like balances, or if you're already centered in wealth, and that was something that you felt like you couldn't really concentrate on, this is like the area that you're going to say, like, fuck it, I'm already gifted and whatever it is that you have, and you really own it. You're going to need to release those blocks that you have to be in this strategy and that you have to fit this container that matches everybody else. Because for the Sag, you do kind of work a little bit on that pure divine magic, on that luck. And that's why for a lot of people, a lot of astrologers don't really recommend manifesting too hard on a new moon, and especially with a new moon that is centered with a eclipse, is because this is all destiny. This is where the shadow is overcoming the sun, the shadow of the moon has made this block where it's really put it full forward, where whatever does happen is based off of destiny. It's not based off of strategy. It's not based off of intentions. It's not based off of rituals. It's not based off of a birth chart, as one might say. It is all based off a destiny. So this is kind of like the area where for the Sagittarius, you're going to have to accept that and release that area where you just say, fuck the strategy, fuck the marketing, fuck everything I hated out of that last course I just took. And I'm going to be structured in what works for me. And what works for me is my destiny. And I'm sorry it took so long with the Sag, but I really didn't know how else to really explain it because it is very complex and dynamic right now for them. So for the Capricorn, this has kind of been like this area where the grounding and the structures kind of like having you feel like a little imbalanced. You're not really feeling fully aligned. And with this area, for the Capricorn, a lot of it has to do with you're not having that much high energy versus like some of the other zodiacs. Some of the other zodiacs are really feeling like this burst of like manifestations. Like there's not too much cosmic calling right now with the Capricorn, where the Capricorn is feeling extremely structured, except for having the new the new Pluto retrograde that just started yesterday did start in Capricorn. So this is going to make you want to feel like you just want to fucking leap. Like you just want to do it like a quantum leap. Like you don't know what it is. You just want to fucking jump. You just want to quit your job. You just want to buy a ticket. You just want to break up with your boyfriend. Like you just want to like drop all your college courses. Like you just want to say, fuck this city and move out. Like you're feeling like the strong urge to like quantum leap. You don't really necessarily know what it is or what you want or where you're at, but you're just feeling like this strong energy of transition. And for the Capricorn, this isn't really the perfect time to do a full quantum leap because there's no direction. And a lot of people say, quantum leaping and the quantum jumping, it's the best time. But for the Capricorn, what it's really the best time is not necessarily to leave everything that you've been embraced in this third dimension, but to kind of pick up more knowledge around the fifth and the sixth dimension for those who are, I guess you could say, multidimensional. If you know, you got to really take that energy where what you want is for this energy light right now, this energy light, this dimension that you're in right now, to be pleasant, to be happy, to be where you feel that you are reaching towards your goals, where you are really driven towards if it's you need to travel more, if you need to gain more philosophy, if you need to gain more areas of center, this is the perfect time for you to actually do it. It's not necessarily like this time where you're going to like want to break up with everybody, quit your job and like empty out your savings account and just move far, far away. But you are feeling almost like a calling to. And I just want to say to the Capricorn, have some time to take some deep breaths, put your feet back in the ground, hold your head up strong, hold your head up high, like you're the fucking goat, like you are the legend of creating prosperity, creating goals, and creating structure while you're feeling like your masculine is really like being shifted. You are the alpha and continue to hold that space. Right now, I know it feels like a huge transition and transformation is coming away, and it's almost making you feel very misdirected. but hold that structure where you can do your quantum, where you can do the I'm purchasing the ticket, and there's no reservations about it. There's no disbeliefs, and move forward with it. And I know this energy must be very intense for you, especially with the Pluto retrograde. And for the Aquarius, this is a perfect time for you to really pick up that almost like that self area where you're feeling more aware, like you're feeling more hopeful. The Aquarius has kind of like just been chilling this year. This year's been pretty good for the Aquarius. Of course, right now we have some major conjunctions with Saturn right now, but for the Aquarius, this is really a time for you to pick up that areas where you're going to want to like release. You're going to want to really release that area where you felt almost like trapped. You're going to also want to release the blocks that you started to develop around your services. And when I mean like for the Aquarius is really like the humanitarian, right? The Aquarius is really centered in that area where they like to have that approach, where they like to be concentrated with giving and with servicing and having that like community awareness and having that area where they feel like they're providing service for others. But for the Aquarius right now, what you kind of need to do is do like the self cleanse, because it's almost like your caring nature is taking like too much on you, like kind of like taking a toll on you, where you're going to have to do a lot more of self-caring. And even though you are so centered in service, you're going to almost have to like give it back to like, it's okay to not be so structured on that self-service. You're going to want to kind of like let it go, where you're not like fully structured, where it's like you're just giving and giving and giving, and then you can't like give any more for for the Aquarius. I feel that you just have to let go of that service and let it be more concentrated on yourself, because what the Aquarius will tend to do is when they feel overwhelmed is they will instead of working through it, they'll just do a full detachment. And that's just kind of like how the Aquarius works. The Aquarius's ability to detach from a situation is like almost like damn right scary, where they're just like, I tried it and fuck it, I'm done. So, but that's not really where the Aquarius wants to be right now, is in that detachment stage. But that is a shadow of theirs that they really need to release. And how they're going to do it is through self-preservation and self-awareness. And for the mighty Pisces, this has been like a fucking amazing year. I'm kind of jealous. The Pisces has had some really good energy. The Pisces is still living in that good energy right now, as we have Jupiter in Pisces. We also have Venus in Pisces. There's just some really positive structure right now centered around the Pisces, where it's almost like we still have Neptune in Pisces. It's almost like downright scary. The only thing that I'm really concerned about the Pisces is having Mars centered, where it's almost starting to feel like too much. It's starting to feel like too much energy. It's starting to feel like kind of like the Pisces has been like on this whirlwind of imagination, of course, with Neptune and all the conjunctions that has really been centered. But it's almost like feeling like too much, where you're like, fuck, what am I supposed to do with all this? Like, what am I supposed to do? And then all this healing and all these hidden wounds are starting to come back up because of the energy that is so centered in Pisces right now, that the subconscious mind is really starting to become like too loud, um, too announced, where almost like the Pisces is like creating like that area where they're starting to like almost isolate themselves because it's almost like too much energy. They might be feeling like a little distant, where they're like usually known for being like somebody who is kind of social, but now they're kind of like structured on like not returning texts, staying a little bit more hidden, not really feeling so centered in the cosmic energy that they were first in. And that's because probably because of Mars, and also because Jupiter is still there, and we have Neptune in play. That's almost like, can I just break through from this? And in actuality, Pisces is going to have a little bit of a shift of energy, because Jupiter is leaving Pisces in May and is going over to Aries, which is really going to structure Aries in a massive way. But for right now, in all honesty, I feel like Pisces almost like kind of needs that. For the Pisces, if you are starting to have like this area where it's like too much, or you're having like too many nightmares, or you're just like centered too much in the subconscious, where the afterlife and the hidden wounds are really coming to play, you're starting to pick up on the sixth dimension a little bit too much, I'm going to want you to actually reduce your meditation. And I want you to almost remind yourself that you're very safe, you're very grounded. And while your beliefs and your hidden wounds are coming arise, you're going to have to release them. And that's going to be through either just creating little affirmations that you say when you light a candle, or becoming more centered with your safety, like really creating a safe space. I feel like the Pisces has been like on this whirlwind where maybe they're not starting to feel as safe as they used to. And that's just because of the cosmic and planetary alignment that is really structured with them right now. So if you are a Pisces, this time will pass. You've had an amazing year. And sometimes all that energy tends to do like a big dump. Go ahead and release it, and you're going to be back. You're going to be back. So I just want to thank everybody who came into this room. Go ahead and give the YouTube a follow. And somebody put, how do I let go of a money block? Well, first we have to really establish what the money block is. And if the money block is something as feeling uncertain that money flows to you easily, you're going to want to create some money affirmations. I'm not a huge believer of some of the spells or rituals that I see on, I guess you could say, like YouTube or Witch Talk. I don't believe in burning and releasing with money spells. You're actually going to want to create an abundance where that money flows towards you, where that money flows very easy towards you. So if that is creating an area where you have a jar of money, where the money comes to really easy, you're going to have to open up that heart chakra, where you trust, and you trust the self that you are abundant. Of course, it also depends on where your cosmic energy is placed in your birth chart to see where your money blocks really come from. Most likely, your money blocks were developed probably in elementary school, and also towards the heart chakra area. So that's really going to be that area that you're going to want to open up. And I see somebody has one question, raise their hand. So I'm going to bring you up, and then I'm actually going to get ready to close down the room. Hello, how are you doing?
A very good morning to you.
Good morning. Did you want to add something, or have a question?
Oh no, I just saw the topic of the room and I kind of came in. I always have questions, but yeah, I mean, it just said solar eclipse, new moon, and Taurus horoscope readings. So I'm just wondering, did you just open the room or am I the only?
N- no, I think this room's probably been going on for about maybe like 20, 30 minutes. I just did all the horoscopes. So
Oh,
all 12 of the zodiacs, I did do the horoscope readings for all 12 of the zodiacs. For the solar eclipse, new moon, and Taurus horoscope reading, you're really going to want to be centered on releasing and releasing blocks. If those are money blocks, if those are relationship blocks, we're not going to be doing too much of the high manifestations or intentions. And that's really because the shadow is in play, the shadow, the partial shadow of the sun from the moon is, in opposition because they are both in Taurus right now and they have a conjunction. We have the moon at we have the moon at 10 degrees and the sun at oh no, I'm sorry. We have the sun at 10 degrees and the moon at 7. And we're just going to be more focused on letting that area of the blocks being released. So all the horoscopes for those who are listening, they're going to be set towards your intentions of releasing, but we're not going to be doing loud manifestations right now just because this is all based off of destiny. This isn't really based off of the cosmic energy. The cosmic energy for each person is different depending on where your natal birth chart placements are. So I would have to like really see somebody's birth chart to give them a full layout on how they would be experiencing this. But you can definitely listen to the replays and get your sun sign down for the horoscopes. What sign are you?
oh, I'm a Virgo,
Oh, you're a Virgo.
and
Okay.
I also have my moon in Pisces and my Jupiter. This
You're
has
rising,
been very,
ascending.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So for the Virgo, this is really an area where you are going to want to like let go of the drama. I don't know if you've been kind of having like a lot of drama or almost
Yes,
like
yes. How did you know that?
I read the cosmic energies every day. So if you understand astrology,
I do, I
um,
do. Yeah, I've
yeah, if you
always been
understand,
following since I was, yeah, since back
yeah.
like in the 80s.
So that's what I do. I haven't um, called myself an astrologer yet, but I do study astrology. I will pick up the title in 2024 is when I'm going to actually announce that I'm an astrologer. And there's multiple reasons why I'm waiting till 2024. But yeah, so right now for you, you're just going to have to let go of the drama, really get focused on grounding, live in that like creative space. Also, pay close attention to like love and
Is it a, can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you.
Hi.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Is this a good time to meet new people in your life or no?
Um, well, for a Virgo, right? I mean, if you've already met them, yeah.
I mean, I've like met them online, not like in person. That's what
Oh,
I meant.
so for the Virgo right now, romance is kind of like in play. So as long as you've let go of the releasing towards the blocks with romance, it's going to be okay. It's not like it's a huge bad time or anything like that versus like good time or bad time to meet somebody. What the areas are really shifting right now is because we have the Pluto retrograde that started yesterday in Capricorn. So you would probably actually be feeling more of like a transition where you want to like let go of something, but that's usually going to be
Oh
more
yes, yes, I am, and that is letting go of my previous relationship with my ex-husband.
yeah. So this is going to be like the perfect area where you like resolve those wounds. You really look at the shadow of the relationship. What area was kind of like holding you back, holding him back,
Yes,
holding
Catherine, you're so accurate
yeah.
because I am planning to actually put in place a conduct order of sorts or something
Mhm.
where there's no contact because
Mm.
he has not been able to um, stop
Mhm.
bugging me
Mm.
because
Mhm.
it's his own insecurities and whatever. But
What's his zodiac?
oh my god, he's a Taurus.
Yeah. So for him right now, and I usually don't read about other people unless they are present. But for him right now, he's going to be feeling like a lot of transition where it's almost like the past. He wants to relive the past. Like the past is something that he wants back. He can't retrieve it. And a lot of that has to do with right now, his current state. He has his destiny node right now. The North Node is in Taurus. So it's almost like he's feeling like his destiny, his structure is kind of like all falling apart. And it has to also do with the
Mm.
past where he's not able to let that area go. So, you know,
What can I do other than pray for his happiness?
um, you're honestly just going to have to
Let
leave.
time heal.
Yeah, yeah. You're just going to honestly have to leave it alone.
Mm.
And then the fact that like you don't want to feed into it because we also have
Mm.
Uranus, which is all about rebellion, which is conjunct with the moon.
So should I mean my thing is should I be if I wanted to go to court and get a conduct order, would that make him more crazy?
Possibly, yeah, but
Oh
no, and I'm just
no.
saying because of the current planetary alignment, we have Moon squared with Pluto, and we also have the Moon
So
conjunct with
just do it a little
Uranus.
bit later. When does that end?
So if by so if by like this next 3 to 4 days, if you don't feel like any improvement, once you get the moon out of Taurus, you can.
When did you say that, Catherine? Sorry.
Once the moon gets out of Taurus, he'll settle down a little bit.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is I'm actually planning to work on this around the 16th of May, the for the conduct order, and
Hmm.
by the time I actually get anything together, it will be June.
Yeah, but I mean, he's gonna see it, so.
Oh, he's gonna see it coming.
I mean, he's gonna see it when he does. He's gonna act out a little bit. Let me see from what's the Taurus doing a week from now. Yeah, so like a week from now, there won't be so much.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not gonna do it right now. I think I'll wait till it comes out of the Taurus season because anyway, that's
Yeah.
his, and Taurus is his energy anyway. It's his
Mhm.
month,
Mhm. Yep.
right? I mean, we are in Taurian season, so I don't want to like push anything right now.
Yeah, but definitely release those blocks, those relationship
Okay.
blocks.
Yeah. Thank
Okay. All
you.
right. Thank you. I just want to thank everybody. If you didn't get to hear your horoscope, you go ahead and listen to the replays. I did all 12 zodiacs. Everybody have an amazing day. Please give the YouTube a follow and happy solar eclipse and new moon in Taurus. Bye.